Thank you for watching, guys. Do I need to introduce him? Maybe not. This is Elias Santos. Did I say right?
Eli? No,
Eliza Santos. He's also known by Ely My Guy.
The people's guy.
The people's guy. Well, we're here, okay, to talk about him, about his friction with the YPD, to understand why. This interview is not a sign of support for Ely or support for the YPD. I am not a judge. I don't pass judgments on people. All that I do is cover stories and interview people.
Got it. You're okay? the middleman.
I take no sides.
Gotcha.
Okay?
They will decide.
Okay, I take no sides. I just put it out there. You guys watch. You guys decide who's right, who's wrong, and make your own judgment. That's my bottom line. That's my platform, and that's how I see things. Eli, I've been watching your videos.
Okay.
And I must say that some of your videos are hard to watch.
Understood. I understand.
Okay. Some of you. Most of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at your videos, and I said, okay, what positive can I get out of this video? Because it's like here in Yonkers Voice, I talk about problems, but I'm very much interested also in solutions for those problems.
Okay.
Okay. What positive does your video shows, or what you try to show with your videos?
Okay. First thing is first. I'm not trying to show. It's happening. So all of a sudden I decided to record. I've been having a YouTube channel since like 2009 to put my little music that I do for me and my family, for myself. And these things have been happening to me, so I've been recording them. Not with the purpose of showing it. They didn't start like that. So I've been just recording my momentums, but what's happening to me. It's raw, and that's that. And if you see in those situations, there's two things that you have to look at. We have the law, and we have morals and manners. Now, while you watch my videos, you might be confused within those two things, because you need to choose which one you're going to get focused on. Law or manners, morals, and feelings. So now, if we go in the law side, Eli broke no law. I have broken no law at all.
But let me just get involved there. You saying that your video shows multiple issues.
Yes.
Morals, laws, and Elias broke no laws. But if we're going to talk about moral, Elias, I can say that the language that sometimes I hear on your videos, telling police officers to suck my whatever,
I never got to that. I said, get down, but it wasn't.
But the insinuation was
you
there.
got it right. The insinuation, yes. Yeah. That's the way I felt at the moment.
So because you don't say certain words, does not mean that you didn't imply certain things.
I understand.
Right?
Yeah.
You might say the same thing but use it different words, but we know exactly what you mean.
I understand.
Now, I have seen you giving the camera or getting the two little kids, now I learned that your nephews, to talk about what they think is going on. Do you think it's okay to get your children, your nephews, involved in something that perhaps they shouldn't be involved in? Because they're minors.
I understand.
And they are at that age that you're making them, you're raising them. Personalities are being formatted at that age.
That's your opinion.
No. Of course.
Yeah, because it could happen before that age or after. No, but in your opinion, that's the age.
Of course, Eli. Of course, we're talking. I'm telling you I'm asking you questions like I told you in the beginning.
Yeah, I understand.
Not my questions.
No, I understand.
I'm conducting an interview, and you the guest.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you are the guest. So I'm asking you the questions because I want to know your answers.
Yeah, but you was giving me an opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm giving
your personal opinion.
Exactly.
They're at the age of...
That's my opinion.
Understood.
Okay? I'm sure that you might differ. You might
There
have a
you
different
go.
opinion.
Very different, yeah.
And we must understand each other's opinion,
Yeah.
okay? And respect each other's opinion.
Yeah, that's, of course.
Like I didn't invite you here to argue, be competitive with you. I just invited you to come here
to understand
what's going on.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I think it's more than just meets the eye.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you that sometimes I look at your videos and I say, okay, perhaps certain things that has been said
should have never
could be said differently.
You know my little problem?
What is it?
My thoughts. I express them.
No filter?
No filter.
So between brain and mouth, there is no filter.
Goes out. You know, sometimes as we speak now, I might not just, I might block some things that I'm thinking and I just say it. But at the moment, at those moments, it's hard for me to stop what I think. I just say it, no matter who it is. It could be the president right in front of me. And what I feel, it might be a curse. It might be a bad word, And I'm not saying it's okay. It's not okay. But it happened, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm pretty sure you're not perfect, and most of you are not, right? So picking on other people's issues, it might help the other one if they want to change. But I agree with you in the language, but I can't stop my thoughts. I might curse, I might not, but isn't this a free country? Don't we have freedom of speech here?
No. You see, no.
How does it work? Yeah, tell me, help me out.
My opinion.
Mm-hmm. Your opinion.
It might differ from yours opinion.
Understood.
In my opinion, I teach my kids that we live in a free country.
Mm-hmm. But this is not about the kids.
No. I'm talking about what you just said.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Okay? And I tell my kids, look, you are free to say whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, there is consequences to whatever you say.
Exactly. Okay? And I agree with that statement.
There is consequence. You can tell your dad, Dad, go F yourself. But guess what? When you say that to your dad, which is me, that's going to be consequences to what you just said. That's in my household.
I understand.
On the street, the consequences might be different.
Yeah, it might be worse.
It might be worse.
You never know yet.
Exactly. I might say that to a police officer. Yeah. He might arrest me under some kind of a criminal charge.
Yeah, but now we're talking about the family and the kids.
But
that's not my issue.
But Eli.
Yeah.
Where do kids learn how to conduct their lives?
At home.
At home.
Yeah.
Okay. And
But what I showed in that clip doesn't show you the way I raise my kids.
No, you're right. Inside your home, you might be a totally different person.
Yeah.
Here, I don't see the same Eli that I see on the videos.
And you won't.
And I
It's
won't.
impossible. Yeah, it's impossible because out there we're in the streets or at my house.
But do you agree that projection, it's important? Because look, I'm a person that don't pass judgments. Mm-hmm. And I don't create opinions about people based on what others might say about that person. Mm-hmm. Even though sometimes I feel that people make judgments about me based on what somebody else said about me. So all I have about Eli is what I see. Okay. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to sit down with Eli and talk about things. So they can formulate a different opinion about Eli based on what...
It's understood. Yeah, you could just create an opinion on what you saw, what you have. But that's what you have. And from what you have, it varies. You have an opinion, they have an opinion, exactly. Everybody has different opinions.
So let me ask you this, Eli. Instead of creating a bad opinion about you, instead of
on you.
Or me, or no,
because
I have no bad opinion about you.
Okay? No, but you just said instead of creating a bad opinion.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm talking in general terms. Okay, I'm gonna change that. Instead
because
of
it could be 10 people, and out of 10 people, we have one that says it's bad, then 9 that says no.
Yes.
We could have 5 and 5.
Exactly.
We could have 4 and 5.
we could have 3 and 3
So
and
how
7.
do we know it's a bad opinion?
We know because we can hear.
Understand.
Okay. I have before I called you, I actually tried to contact you in person. The only reason I was able to call you and to contact you was because you opened the comments on your channel, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But before that day, I had tried
You
many.
had tried?
Yes,
I've seen your videos. I sat down.
I went on Main Street. Actually, it's Palisade, Elm Street, and Palisade.
So see if you see me.
Ask, hey guys, you guys know who Ely is? No one could give me, so I tried to contact.
Yeah, because I've been out here. I've been in Yonkers 7 years. But my job, my house, my job, my house, my kids. So nobody in Yonkers knows who I am.
So Ely, tell me.
Probably the store owners.
Tell me, who are you? Who are you? Are you a working man? Do you work hard? Family? Tell me about Ely the man.
Break it down. It might not be as short as it needs to be, but I'll do my best to elaborate it. When I was I'm from New Jersey. When I came here, I was 11 years old, and I started going to school in Jersey. When I was 13 years old, I started working in a barbershop as a stylist, doing hair. At the age of 16, I dropped out.
Ely, I gotta stop you for a second. Is this thing broadcasting?
Yes.
Where? I have to stand up, guys. You guys know that YouTube don't always work the way we want it. Give me a second. Well, I don't know where because I cannot see it on the page. So, New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. I dropped out of school on my freshman year. Babies, too early. From the barbershop, I went to trucking. I did a lot of appliances. I worked for Home Depot, for Lowe's, for Bob's, Raymond Flanagan, Ashley. I've been all around, breaking my back. I've been through a lot of things. I don't know how to summarize or elaborate it, so if I get stuck, your questions might help a little better, because I might skip a lot of very important things throughout my life. As a teenager, I was homeless for a long time, about 6 months, sleeping in a cemetery. It was a very rough time. My mother wasn't around. My father was around only when I was a kid. So my idols, my views, my heroes were those out there in the streets. You know, I see the guy with the big chain. Dang, I see him with a lot of girls. You know, what does he do? No, he sells drugs. What does he do? No, he do this. So you want those things.
Those became your idol?
Yeah, those are your idols, because you're out in the streets. So you want to have cars, you want to have chains, you want to be happy. Yeah, but those guys are not getting the money the right way.
Right.
So we have a wrong view from the beginning, you know, as a teenager. So as you grow, things need to change. Some of them, for some people do, for some don't, you know. So I had the wrong idols, religion confused, and I didn't have a home to teach me what life is really about. What's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of a school? You know? To me, school was just to go and learn to write and read and write. I didn't know that would give you a future.
I read your comment, Ely, the other day.
Yeah.
And you kind of self-described yourself. And you yes, and you said exactly what you're saying to me now, because you felt like some, well, I'm going to say police officers, because your videos is more about friction with law enforcement. And you were talking about who is Ely. And what I read and what I understood, you were saying, look, because I talk loud, because I curse here and there, does not mean that I'm a bad person. I was raised on the streets, basically. I was raised looking at the wrong people as the idol, as the image who I should be. Okay, so you kind of described the problem that many kids in Yonkers are having. So my question to you, Eli, is instead of using our media, because social media today, it's a powerful tool, more powerful than many people wants to accept and understand.
It is, it is.
If you realize that part of the problem was your upbringing, why don't do something to change the upbringing of so many kids, okay, that are all around us, not just in Yonkers, not just around me and you, everywhere. Why don't be part of the solution and be part of the problem?
Because I haven't been focusing on that.
So why don't we do it? So I'm going to give you a challenge. Why don't you and I work together in a positive way, okay? Why don't you and I work together to change mindsets, okay, of many kids out there?
I would love to do that.
Because let me tell you, and I'm a little older than you, okay? I'm 61 years old, even though I feel like I'm 20.
You double my age, you double.
I double your age. So perhaps I doubled your experience. I'm not sure about that.
Depends, it depends, yeah.
It depends. Maybe you have very more experience.
It depends on the field, depends on the field.
But I can tell you this, Eli. I have lost many things in my life because of my smart mouth.
I understand.
Of the
Me
past.
too.
Of the past.
It happens.
I have paid for consequences in a negative way because of the way that I expressed myself.
Yeah, but I hope...
I'm not talking it's the same thing as you.
No, I hope those consequences don't go within the law field. Because of your mouth, you shouldn't get in trouble like that.
You think I have never been in trouble with the police? Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm assuming so. I'm assuming so.
Don't assume. I have.
But because of your mouth?
Because of my mouth.
That's crazy.
But look, sometimes I tell people all the time, look, if you are confronted with the police, let's say I stop my car, they tell me the light is broken or I didn't make the signal, and I'm sure that I did make the signal. I'm sure. There is no doubt in my mind. Maybe at that particular moment is not the time for me to engage. Even though I know I'm right, even though he might know I'm right, but is it right at that particular moment to engage? Because look, if I engage, I know who's going to lose.
I agree with your statement.
Okay.
I'm totally agreeing with you. But now, you could put it beautiful. Saying it at the moment, you don't have those thoughts that you're saying right now because you don't know what's going to happen. The way he's going to approach you and how he's going to act. But now you could put it beautiful. Of course, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to start arguing with him.
Well,
I will get my citation and go through due process, go to court.
Let me tell you my
but
last...
that's now.
But no, let me tell you...
At the moment, it might...
Well, let me tell you my last encounter, okay?
Just don't break the law.
Okay, let me tell you my last encounter, which I broke the law.
Okay, see, now I don't agree with that. I don't go with that.
But let me tell you, well, I didn't broke the law.
You just say you did.
I violated a traffic regulation. Okay?
Okay.
I go to an incident. I see the incident about 20 feet away from me.
Okay.
I park my car not on a non-parking zone. It was an unloading zone, which means no standing. No standing and no parking are two different things. Okay? No parking is you cannot...
You heard that?
Yeah.
No standing, no parking are two different things.
Exactly. No parking means you cannot close the car,
and
leave the
it
car.
there parked. Yeah.
No standing means
you can't stand there, block traffic or any.
So I parked there.
You parked?
I parked. I stopped the car. I was next to the car. I was next to the car. There is something going on. Police are involved with whatever was going on. Another police comes to the scene. The first thing that he does, instead of paying attention to the crime that was happening, His mind was, let me give this guy a ticket. He came to me and gave me a ticket. As he was walking to my car, I noticed that his intention, some kind, I read it, and I said, officer, would you like me to move? Now I'm thinking that maybe I was, in a way, he said nothing to me. He was actually very arrogant to a certain point.
Let me interrupt you, I'm sorry. If I was you in that moment, so you can understand me a little bit? In my mind would be this F idiot.
Exactly.
And I would say it.
Exactly.
I would have stopped, you know? I would say, it would go through my mind, but I would say it, and it would might hurt his feelings. And they might
but you might escalate.
But that's okay.
No, it's not okay, Eli.
Of course.
Eli, it's not okay.
Listen. They are there as professionals. If I escalate, like I said, I didn't graduate, I'm not as educated as they are. They are the professionals. If blindfolded I escalate, I really hope that they are capable of de-escalating. But it's not what we see most of the time.
I got you. You're saying that they are trained to de-escalate. They're not trained.
I'm not saying they're trained to de-escalate, but
they go the process. They go the process. They go to the academy. They take training.
Yeah, they should de-escalate because they're there to solve a problem.
They're not there to escalate and make a small problem a bigger problem. But the other side of the token is that I also need to know and understand what I'm saying or what I'm talking before I actually speak. Because at that moment, if I had told him, go F this or F that, he wouldn't achieve anything. Okay, so okay.
Express your feelings.
Well, now he gave me the ticket. That's fine.
Yeah, you withheld what you wanted to say. I understand.
No, I didn't withheld. I didn't ever felt like saying
like
go
saying
F
nothing,
yourself because it's not in my nature.
Exactly.
I might be argumentative a little bit, but I know exactly where to stop.
Yeah, but there are some things that go through here that you don't say.
I have a filter.
You
have no filter.
At all. At all. If that takes me to jail, then we're going to jail, my guys.
But Elijah, that's what I was going to say.
And then we go through due process. The judge will find out, and then
Elijah,
either I learned the lesson, or the officer will learn the lesson. But either or, right? We could both learn a lesson. Like, I can make a mistake, he could make a mistake.
But check this out.
Yeah.
But isn't it better to resolve the issues in a peaceful way? I always tell people, who is the weak man and who is the strong man?
Yeah, but
the weak man, okay, the weak man is the one that resolves his problems by the power of their fist. As soon as there is a problem,
no. That's not, I agree with you. Yeah,
that's
I agree
my
with you.
opinion.
It's mine as well.
Okay, if you're strong-minded, you resolve your problems by the power of your mind. Okay. You don't engage with things that is really not going to help you at that moment. I know the frustration sometimes you want to say
but
things.
The face and my mouth is two different things.
Well, I tell you what.
I use my mouth.
Let me tell you what. I can ask a lot of ladies, do you prefer to be stabbed or do you prefer to be abused verbally? A lot of them say it hurts less to be hurt by the fist. Words do hurt people sometimes.
And they're not supposed to.
But they do.
But we vary from that. They're not supposed to.
They do. Okay.
And then we have to accept it, right?
Well,
right.
They do. Society doesn't accept when you verbally abuse somebody.
They don't accept it.
They don't accept, and they shouldn't accept it.
They shouldn't.
So sometimes the language that you use, because of that filter, okay, it's offensive.
Then
have you tried, Elias, to try to resolve things in a different way? Because look,
are we doing that now?
But I'm not the police officer. I'm not. But you need to try that with the police officer.
It sounds beautiful, but at the moment you can't just make a script like you're making it now.
No.
You know, at the moment things happen. You know, I might get shot. How am I going to explain to them or try to be without no bad words? But at the moment things happen. You know, and it shouldn't be okay that you, the police, the lawyer, my friends, everybody is just focusing on my tone, on my curses. Nobody's focused. I know that my voice is the what makes you get focused on that. But my guys, let's get focused on the law. All right? Because I'm not here. My purpose is not to educate kids or to school other than my kids. You know? There was a law incident.
Let me just say.
And yet I haven't
Hold
seen
on,
when
hold
nobody
on.
have told me when I broke it.
I have to answer this question.
Go ahead.
Donna Nolan is asking, my question is, why is he being interviewed? My answer is, he's been interviewed because I wanted to interview him. Okay, so that's my question. Those that want to watch it, as you, Donna, you are watching, watch. Those that don't want to watch, you are free not to watch. I don't just interview people because it's good for this organization or good for that organization. I interview people that I think I need to interview.
May I give her an answer?
Okay, I make that decision, not my audience.
May I give her an answer?
Sure,
He's
but be polite.
He's interviewing me. I'm gonna be more polite than you just.
Okay.
Than you would just were.
Okay.
He's interviewing me because I've been arrested about 5 times in 30 days. Keep on.
But why were you arrested 5 times? Now let's.
We have to go.
Can you want to talk about those things?
I wouldn't talk about them, but I could.
Not
you know,
details about
exactly
why,
because with this case still going on, so I don't want
No, definitely.
But the videos are there, and those are the facts, and that's what happened. But any questions in regard any specific case, I might give you a simple answer because it's simple. It's not a big. Ooh, you know, the officers are making it bigger than it is.
Well,
just because of my mouth, and everybody's focusing on that.
Let's focus on the tone of your voice.
This is not Korea. This is not Germany. Okay? They ask me to obey certain laws. I do my best to. I don't break them. They ask me to obey certain policies. I do my best to. I don't break them. But now when they approach me and I know that I'm obeying those laws and obeying those policies, now they're going to take it to another level. Now they want to give me a value. 24, 26, 30, 21, put it down, bring it down, bring it up. I can't hear you, bring it louder. Or bring it, go down. Then after the volume, now they want to filter me. Don't use the F, don't use the S, don't use the, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they are controlling me with a remote. Besides, I'm not breaking the law, I'm doing as I'm supposed to be. You know, I'm obeying. But now you want me to have a value. And then you want me to take these words out and put those that you like, that won't hurt your feelings.
So last time, I don't know if it was the last, no, it wasn't the last video, maybe 2 videos before. You went to the precinct on Riverdale because your vehicle was
I went to get
impounded.
the release
They
from it.
told you to come back between 11 and 12 or something.
I was arrested
You
before
were
I
arrested
came
right
back here.
there. The officer that engaged with you, the one that came from inside, behind the balcony, he came out and he was talking to you. He asked you to please don't curse, and you guys excavated.
That wasn't the first encounter.
That was the first encounter?
That was not
No,
the
I
first
know that
encounter.
wasn't the first.
Which means he knows that I intend to do that. I explain it to them because they're law officers and anything to them is a threat. So the first thing that I do, if you see any of the videos, is listen, sometimes I intend to get loud. Try to deal with me. I might curse and I explain it. But their feelings still get hurt. But they're not here to enforce feelings. That's not their job.
But they're not here to be abused either.
Abused.
Well, when you go and you
abused.
Well, yes. Look, if I was to go to your wife or to your mother or to your cousin or girlfriend, or you to come to my mother, my wife, my whatever, and you tell her, you know, son of a this or come down on this or that.
It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
It's not.
Would you be okay if I say that to your mom?
I will not. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with my behavior. I don't agree with the curses. But we have people in this world that are like that and that cannot control it and that are not educated, and we have to learn how to deal with them.
But you realize those things.
I do, but at the moment I don't.
Well, today you do, but if later on you encounter, then
I might curse, I might yell.
because you lose, so you have a problem with temperament control. How
but this is not a control. You have to control that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna get to a point with your opinion whereby if you curse, you go to jail. You get a charge. If we go with your view.
No, but this is not my view.
Because I'm not trying to raise other people's children. I'm not trying to educate nobody. I recorded my incident. This is not what I do for a living. I care nothing about police. I want no contact with them in my life. I don't look for them.
They look for you.
They don't look for me. Those things just happen to happen.
How do they happen? Like with your van.
Yes.
I heard this is. I'm not saying I am right.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm not saying I am right.
Okay.
But I heard that the van was 12 inches from the sidewalk.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
According to
Now, before you go far, so you don't go too far, we're talking about a vehicle that I don't own, right? Somebody else's vehicle?
well, I'm going from the point based on what you said. You were there.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Everybody's going based on what I said.
I can only go by what you said.
Exactly. I get you.
But listen, regardless if the vehicle is yours or it's not yours, if that vehicle is parked, double parked 12 inches from the sidewalk, and the cop passes by and observes that, and he stops to issue a ticket, based because I got a ticket for being parked too close to the hydrant or whatever. He stops to issue you a ticket. They go and they scan or look at the registration.
We're talking about after I've been arrested 4 times in about 10 days.
I'm talking about a specific case.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
case was after I've been arrested about 4 times in the period of 10 days.
on the same issue. So if that was the 4th time, why didn't you take care of it on the first time?
Take care of what?
Of the registration.
I don't own no vehicle. I've never had a vehicle in my
So
life.
why were you registered? Why were you arrested?
Let's ask the police officers.
They arrested you based on that, but
Based on my mouth. Based on, it's my van, it's my van, it's my van.
so you said it's your van.
I've been saying it. I could say the world is mine.
I agree.
Right? Can I? This is crazy. Like,
I-
the speech, you have to be very careful in what you say, but it shouldn't be like that.
But I heard you on the police station when you said, "But the van is not mine."
It is not.
It's not.
I've never owned a vehicle in my entire life. Not one vehicle. I've been arrested about 5 times for this damn vehicle.
For this vehicle.
Yeah.
So they assuming that the vehicle
They're assuming,
is
yeah.
yours?
No, but they know. Because as soon as we go, as soon as they get the registration, the name is there of the owner.
But Eli, when the car was parked 12 inches from the vehicle, from the street, they didn't arrest you on the spot, did they?
No.
The vehicle was impounded, correct? When you went to ask why was the vehicle impounded, that's when you got arrested.
Yes, sir.
When you went there to ask, they explaining to you, and then
But that was, remember, keep in mind, this is like the 4th time that I go to the precinct.
Probably.
For the first thing.
Yeah,
in about 10 days.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Yeah,
one
no,
of
but
the instances
just
that
keep
I
in
saw.
mind that they know
am.
who I am already.
Yes, I am. But at that point, you ask the police officer why he's trying to explain whatever way he wants to explain. And then he turns to you and says, "Well, you're not the owner of the vehicle. So then perhaps I should talk to the owner of the
It's
vehicle."
private information.
It's private information.
That got me a little trigger, and I said a bad word right there.
Exactly.
I should have never said that, but he's saying that dumb S, and then why would you say what? After he's explaining all this to me, I told him, but he knows it's not my vehicle. He knows me. He's arrested me about 3 times for the same thing. And while I'm arrested, we have a nice conversation.
Yeah.
You know, so he knows me. I cannot control the volume of my voice. Sometimes I curse. Have I cursed here? Nah, I don't think so, right?
No, you haven't.
Right? But if I'm in the streets, I think I'm allowed to. It depends on the environment that I'm on. If I go to a meeting with my son's teacher, you think I'm gonna curse? You think I'm gonna go loud? Right? So if you look at the circumstances of my situations, either I'm in the streets or I'm in my house. Everybody's focusing on the tone, on the curses, on the tone, on the curses. I've been locked up, I've been arrested, I've been in jail, I've been kidnapped.
But you've been documenting the curses and all that stuff.
Like I said, this is my person.
Your personality.
Exactly. It might be hard to, I might just die being like this.
You know,
I control it my best, but first what I'm gonna do is explain to you. You know, I could be arguing with my father, arguing with my kids, but I'm explaining to you, this is me. Don't feel offended if I go a little louder, because I don't know, you have to give me a volume. I don't know, for you what's loud, for him what's louder.
Okay.
You know, like, and then certain words,
and
it's hard.
I hear you. There is people that talk very low.
Exactly.
Okay? Like they saints, but they evil.
Exactly.
There is other people that they talk very loud,
Scream like
but
me.
they saints.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that's your case.
Okay.
I'm talking in general. My point is, we shouldn't judge people based on their tone of voice.
Actions.
Actions, not words, right?
Actions, yes.
And because sometimes I have the same problem. People criticize me because I talk loud, but really on my ear, I don't hear me talking
You
loud.
think it's
I hear
okay?
me talking.
Everybody has a different opinion. It would be impossible to have 100% of the people happy. It would be impossible to have them happy. Now, most of them want you and me to act like other, like a regular, how they say, like a regular human being. You know, I really have an idea of that one, what might that be. But why do I have to act like you? Why do I have to act like you? Why do I have to act like them? I just don't break the law. I try my best not to offend nobody, but those curses happen to offend people.
Yeah.
And those people that we're talking about are professionals who need to be ready to deal with those kind of things.
But Eli, I'm going back to.
I can't control.
I know you can, but you can control.
Thoughts. Sometimes.
But you should control your thoughts most of the time.
Of course.
Again, it's my opinion.
I shouldn't.
Yes,
you know,
let it out.
Keep it here.
Yeah.
But it's me.
It's you.
Yeah, I know what I should do. You know? I know what I do wrong. But that's me. You know, if you don't want to accept it, I'm fine with not having a relation with you. All I have to do is go to work, take care of my kids, go to sleep. Go to work, take care of my kids. You don't like what I do, we really don't have to deal.
Yes.
You know, you keep it moving.
I got you. But I'll tell you one thing I like about you. I like your energy. Okay? I watch your videos. I watch your passion. Not that I agree with how you express your passion.
You would never agree 100% with what I do with my life.
But
that's okay.
But
so it's
one,
totally normal.
Yeah, one thing I see the energy, and I think if you were to put that energy towards changing mindsets of a lot of young people now, maybe the behavior of those young people would be different when those young people get to be your age or my age. Because very often, okay, yes, I agree, those officers are trained to deal with certain situations.
Of course, they're trained to deal with people that have brain issues.
Mental issues, all that.
Let's treat minds like one of those.
They are trained to de-escalate, not to escalate.
And that's not what you've seen in my videos.
That's not what I've seen.
Have you seen them trying to de-escalate?
I have to be honest, I have seen cops trying to talk calm with you, and all of a sudden they say something that triggers you, and you boom.
Because you might see, but you don't see what I see.
Right.
Perhaps,
yes.
Perhaps you might see him having a nice conversation with me, but I'm being professional, but I'm not violating your right. I'm nice, right? To you, he's not violating, right? But he has a flashlight aiming at my camera. To me, I'm looking at him like a criminal. Like bad, you know, to me he's dirty. The same way they look at us, assuming that we are like all the others, so they have to be careful and be very, we don't know who you are, and we don't know if you're a criminal, we don't know if you have a gun. And as soon as they break and they violate my rights, you might not notice when they violate my rights.
Yes, you're right. I only see from
yes,
one
you
angle.
might not. As soon as they flash and that's one violation, that's it. I see him as a criminal who has no remorse for people. He could be a creep. He could be a lot of things behind the suit. So here my mouth goes. Because I know I broke no law. So now the debates and the arguments are all about feelings and remorse and the way you should talk and how you should behave. Like a school. You know? My behavior, I know the way I need it, when I need it. I most need to have this when I'm with you, perhaps, or when I'm conducting business. You know? Which is why very important, because I support my family from that. So if I can't curse in my business, I do my best. So depending on the situation and the environment that I'm on, I'm able to control it. But if I'm in the street, I broke no law, I committed no crime, and I have this person telling me, lower it down, don't use this word, don't use this one. Like I told you, 6 months sleeping in a cemetery, homeless for a whole bunch of years and times. Nobody helped me.
Yeah.
Wait, nobody helped me, right? So now I have to support myself. I have to support my kids. I have to support my family. How am I gonna look at this guy telling me I need this volume and I need this and I need when he supports or help me in nothing with my life? If it was up to him, I'd be dead right now. Why would I just guide myself in what he's telling me, a regular person? Because he doesn't feel like I should be this high or I should be lower, or I should be, trying to control me. I know it might not be a regular thing, my tone, but I'm not a crime. It's not a crime, man.
It's not a crime.
Okay, you see, the way we're speaking is the same thing that I'm having with all officers. We're not speaking about crimes or me breaking law. Most of it is my tone, the way I speak, and the curses. If it was for that, then you shouldn't even be talking to me, because you approached me only when I could break the law.
Well, but the behavior, Ally, has a lot to do with it. Look, as I said a few times, I watch your videos, and I watch because you start broadcasting before you actually get to the station. Right?
Of course, because it's not the first time.
Right. And as you walk into the station,
Dirty.
You dirty.
Dirty.
It's
a fact.
Yeah.
Like I told you, if you attempt or try to strip me of my rights, you're dirty to me. No matter what your opinion is, that's my opinion.
No, yes,
a simple violation of my rights to you, you might not even see it. Eli, but he's being nice to you. Eli, but he's being kind. But I have a different worldview than you. It might take you a month or two to find out, holy moly, the guy doesn't even know the vehicle. The guy doesn't even own the vehicle. Holy moly, the guy, he's good to drive. It might take you a month to find out all that, and then find the justification to my anger. I catch it in the moment. Probably a second before he says what he's going to say, I know where he's going.
You're reacting to it.
I'm reacting to it. And that's me. I know it might not be right, and it might not be appropriate for children, but that's not my purpose. I'm recording things that are happening to my life. I'm not teaching nobody.
But you know yourself. You know Eli. No one knows Eli better than Eli knows Eli.
Exactly.
Right? And you are telling me right now why you do certain things. You telling me, Ru, this is me.
That's me.
Okay? You react differently. You react that way, I react this way. And I get
it. Because you see it different. You don't see the violations that I see.
And because we have different personalities.
That's okay? That's it.
Not everyone reacts to the same situation.
And nobody will.
Nobody will ever.
We're all different individuals. Yeah, we try to do our best.
You have two police officers. One officer might react this way to this situation.
And the other
Another
one might
officer reacts different.
Exactly.
One might come to you and talk to
everybody
you nice. Other might talk to you a little bit more.
Facts.
Harsh. We're all different people.
Yeah, but everybody wants me to act like everybody.
But why involve the kids?
Why involve the kids? It was a weekend.
Okay.
This is one more thing. Like I said,
no,
I don't have filter.
It wasn't the weekend.
Wasn't it?
No. I seen
it was Monday. No, it was Monday. A Monday before I dropped them off.
There were a couple of occasions. You went to the police station with them. Mm-hmm. Then maybe
it was on the same day.
Maybe it was done on the same day.
Yeah, you see the same clothes. Okay.
But then they filming. That you give them the video. Shouldn't you shelter?
No.
Kids? No.
Because remember, I am who I am because of the way I was raised.
Which you don't agree with.
No. Which is the way that you want me to raise them.
No.
I mean people.
No. No, I don't want you to raise your children in any way that I want. I'm just going by your
I meant people.
In general.
Yeah. Okay. In general, that's how they want me to raise them, the same way I was raised.
You're saying that you looked at life and you look at the wrong people and it's an aspiration for you when you grow up. You watch the guy with the big chain, the BMW.
Exactly. I should have been watching my man Trump.
Yeah.
I should have been watching.
So you were watching
people over there at the White House, at the courthouse, judges, lawyers, doctors.
Whatever.
Their lives I never saw.
You never saw.
Only in movies.
But you realize now that you were looking at the wrong examples.
Yeah. As we go by, I realize more and more.
So you realize that. Mm-hmm. So if you realize that, why give your kids that same example?
I'm not giving them that example.
Well, when they watch you saying this or doing that or reacting, perhaps me Even though sometimes when I had my kids and I felt really upset and I want to tell this guy to go F himself, maybe if I had my kids around, I wouldn't say that. I would control myself.
There you go. Because you're not as transparent as I am. No. I hide nothing from my kids. But you know what nothing is? A sin, a mistake, an error, a curse. You know I don't hide from my kids. Listen, this is your pops. I say F, I say S, but they know. They laugh at it. Because every time I say it, they take it as a joke.
Okay.
So the more I say it, the more they laugh.
Okay.
So the more I say it, and the more they laugh. And you know how much fun we have?
No, I get you.
But they don't repeat it.
All right.
Because they're not educated. This is not part of their education. When I'm talking or what I do, they're not going to do nothing of what I do.
So, in other words...
I'm not an example for my kids.
So, in other words, what you're telling me is that your kids know you.
Yeah.
So, your kids know when you're joking. They know when you're serious.
Exactly.
And they can distinguish this from that.
Exactly.
Okay, Dad is saying F, but really Dad don't mean F.
Exactly. I'm just trying to make you laugh.
That's the way Dad talks.
Exactly.
I got you. I got you.
They know me. They have no curses in their mouth.
But
that doesn't exist. They are their own individual, and I'm doing my best to teach them to be their own individual by being transparent. You know, this is what happens when you do this. This is what I do. This is what I've done. I did this, and this happened to me.
Well, I guess.
But I'm not a parent who's gonna go in the house and put a tie on, and fix your sheet. Go ahead. Try to be like a perfect role model. Nah.
Well, they're different than you are.
You try your best, but that's fake.
No, it's not fake.
Yeah, because look at this. I grew up, right? Now I'm looking at my parents. And you know how shocking I am from the thoughts that I have on my parents?
You're contradicting yourself without even noticing.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to tell you why. My opinion. How you're contradicting yourself. We have to accept you for who you are. Your kids...
Well, you don't have to.
I don't have to accept. But what I mean is,
what
I mean is, I have to accept in a sense that's how he is, and this is how I am. So you were raised this way, and you are a product of your environment. Wrong, bad, whatever. This is how you grow up, and that's what made Ely. Okay, all those things. And because you say this, that does not mean you're a bad person. And your kids...
A bad person, you can only describe it by their action.
By the action.
So normally, not because what I said, I'm not a bad person.
And your kids understand. So, you're real. But me, okay, because I raised my kids differently, okay, and I tell them, look, Joe, if you want to express yourself, express with a certain way, blah, blah, blah. Now you're saying that I am fake because...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
when I say me, I'm talking about...
but I say you're fake if in front of them you never curse. Because that's not you. When you're friends.
But you curse in front of them because you're you.
Because I'm not fake.
No, because you are that way.
No, I am who I am, and I am transparent.
And I am who I am by behaving this way.
Exactly, but my parents did what you did, and as I grew, I got disappointed every day because I saw that what they are is not what they taught me that they were. You get it?
Oh, I get you.
As I grew, and I'm still seeing it every day in my parents, things that, wow, I didn't know my mother was like this. Wow, I didn't know my father did this. Wow, you know what? That's the product of the act of a parent acting, trying to be perfect.
Okay.
And hiding stuff.
Okay.
Hiding everything. That's when the kids go out there and try to be curious and experience and do things. So I tell them everything. When they go out there, they have information of every single thing.
What are you telling me is people should raise their kids based on who they truly are.
Yeah. Okay. And then tell them your mistakes.
Exactly.
You don't have to just hide it because it was a mistake.
That's what I'm hearing. So, as an example, there is moms that says, you should have one boyfriend when you are 17. In the meantime, they go to the bar and they have 5 boyfriends.
Exactly. So as the kid grows, he sees that. You're like, what?
What, you were telling me this?
And then he's going to go and have 10.
I get you.
It's going to be worse.
Dad says, stay away from drugs. Pot is bad for you. But then you're driving around with your friend and you see Pop smoking pot at that corner.
Exactly.
I
you understand my view? So I don't hide those things from them.
You are who you are.
If I see a drunkie and I see an addict there with heroin high, I grab my kids, come in. And I speak to the guy. Where my kids? Look, he's high on heroin. And he's high on alcohol. Let's speak to him. Listen, and I ask him, do you have any good, anything good to say to my kids? Can you speak to them? Most of them, it's been a coincidence, but most of them just say, stay in school.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. But I teach them where they're going to be at if they choose that route. They have the freedom to choose it. You could get high. You could get drunk. You could go to do whatever you want. But now, this is the consequence for this one. This is the consequence for that one. Daddy's not going to hit you. Daddy's not going to be your enemy. If you commit murder, come to Daddy. And we'll find the solution. You're not going to be my enemy, you're my son. It's a mistake. You know, by a bad education, which I'm trying to avoid by being transparent. You know, Daddy's always going to be a friend. No matter what mistake you do, what drug you start using, but since their early age, they've been seeing it, and as they see it, I talk about them. I don't hide it from them. It was hidden from me, and I try to experience. So I don't hide them from them. They don't want to experience. The oldest is 15 years old. You want to drink? You want to get high? Do whatever you want. Daddy, you crazy. He's going to be a police. Imagine that. About 2 or 3 more years, he's going to be in the academy. And that's a fact.
Good. You know, good. So, Eli, to end this interview, to conclude this interview, is there anything that you want to tell, anything that you want to tell the young folks on the street? Any suggestions, any ideas, any advice so they can stay out of trouble? Anything?
Well, the most important of all is not to break the law. That's the most important. Obey the law. You know, if you do that, you'll be okay. You'll be successful. But then we have others who want to make the law bigger than what it is. You know, like I said, the tone and the curses and those things. We're in a free country, man. You know, that's what I thought. That's what my knowledge, the knowledge that I've acquired tells me. We're in a free country. It's not good to curse in front of kids. I know that. But this is me. All right? Sometimes I might not control it. Sometimes I might go too loud. Sometimes I might go too low. But this is me. Now, how in all the cases, if I'm speaking about the situation or what I've been going through, we just end up talking about my voice and my curses, guys. That's where we end up. Police, lawyers, friends, acquaintances, speaking about what I've been through, arrested about 5 times in less than 17 days. And all we speak is about my language and my tone. Did I break the law? It's the key. Did he do something wrong? Because the police are there to enforce the law, not their feelings. Not to be hurt because I'm cursing or because I'm too loud and just arrest me and take me away. The law. Eli broke no law. Now hear this one now. My license is suspended, but I can drive. It's suspended, but I can drive. Now do your homework on that one if you don't understand it.
Well, as long as the judge gives you a restricted license.
Oh, you know about that. How come all these officers don't know what that is?
I'm sure they know it.
Nah, not all of them. I swear to God, not all of them. Listen, we have officers 24, 25, 26 years old. 6 months in the academy, in and out. We have officers who get their knowledge as they go. Can we agree with that? Who get their knowledge as they go?
This is a question because we are live.
Go ahead.
This is a question from Donna Nolan again, saying, so while he's cursing out the police, what are you teaching your kids? And when I teach, like you said, actions, not words. Your kids look at you and they see actions.
No, those are not actions. Those are words.
Well,
those are words.
Okay.
The actions are in the part of the officers.
Well, they see an engagement. They see cursing. So what are you teaching your kids? What would you tell Don and Nolan?
On that situation, it's not a moment of teaching because I didn't grab them and I didn't put charges on myself. So it's not a situation of teaching because I broke no law. This is who I am. This is the way I behave. The way I behave is not a teaching for my kids to behave. When I'm teaching my kids, I'm teaching my kids. And they are well taught. So while you guys are wondering, why is he cursing? Well, I'm not teaching them. They're not learning that. That comes in through one ear and goes in through the other one. Now they see the police officer's actions. Because they know I broke no law. And they know this is a free country where you could scream, where you could curse, where you could say Allah, where you could say God, where you could say Jesus, where you could say Buddha. That could offend me. You saying Jesus, or you saying Allah, or you saying some type of religion. That could be I could feel offended for that.
Some people do.
Right? To me, that could be a curse. Right? But you have the right to do that. You have the right to choose your religion, to say whatever you want to say. I won't be hurt by your words. That's where most of them are wrong. You will not hurt me with your words. You. Mm-hmm. You. Or an officer. Maybe my mother. Probably the kids. Maybe the wife. But anybody else will not hurt me with their opinions. And that's how everybody should be. No matter what you say. You could say, F your mother. Your mother could die right now. I hope she get cancer. None of that hurts me.
Would it be okay for your child to say that to you?
To say that to me?
It wouldn't hurt you? It wouldn't upset you? If your son would say, you know, Dad, F you, I wish you die with cancer, this, and that.
It wouldn't upset me, but they wouldn't go there. No, now I will go to why they think that way. Well, and then we'll go to the source, to the root, you know? Why you think that? But it wouldn't upset me because that's their opinion. So now I'm going to make sure that I don't generate an opinion of that type since day one they was born.
So even though they said something like that, which you know it's wrong, because you said yourself that you know you're wrong when you use certain type of language, but you cannot control your temper. Okay, so you accepting that you did wrong. Because I know I'm wrong. I know I don't have a filter.
According to others, I'm wrong. To me, I'm not wrong.
To you, you're not wrong.
To me, I'm not wrong. All right? Because I can say whatever I want in this country, as long as I don't break the law. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm not wrong. I'm just not well educated. Because I'm not wrong because I'm a human being and I'm a person and that's how I am.
But we live in a society, we live in a society, and the society sets some guidelines that we all have to live by. Okay?
It depends on where we are.
Well, we talk about here. Okay,
here?
Maybe if you go to China, if you say F, it's okay.
No, not it's okay. Over there, it's different.
Okay, so it's
they'll
different.
Disappear you. Yeah,
okay,
they'll disappear.
There you go. So that's my point.
If you say that, now if I go to China, you'll never hear me saying a bad word.
So you're saying the bad word because here...
Because I can.
Because you can.
Exactly.
But I think we need to teach our kids a better lesson.
Yeah, your kids.
My kids, of course.
We
this interview is based on mutual respect.
Exactly,
correct?
exactly.
And I have my opinion. You have your opinion.
Exactly.
I have a way that I want to raise my kids.
Like I said, look.
And you have your way you want to raise yours.
Of course.
And I'm not condemning you for how you raise your kids.
Of course. But they've seen my two nephews. They're little.
The little ones.
Okay. They haven't seen my big ones. So if you see my big ones, you're gonna see the job that I did. And then you might change.
Maybe we need to.
You know, it might be like, holy moly, look at these guys. I have he's like 6'2", 15-year-old 6'2".
Which one wants to be a cop?
The bigger one, the oldest one.
So when the oldest one becomes a cop,
I'm gonna make sure he becomes a cop.
Okay, and he comes. And why? Why do you want to make sure he becomes a cop?
Because I want him to go up in ranks and educate these that are out here without education.
So
I want him to go there and make a change.
Okay.
You know?
So Ely,
within 10 years, I hope that you're a sergeant already. By the age of 25, you should be a sergeant. We spoke about it.
You spoke about.
Yeah.
So at the age of 25, your son is a sergeant in the police department.
Hopefully.
He in Yonkers, you hope?
I don't know about that. It's on him. It's on him.
But
That's on
is
him.
he a Yonkers resident?
No.
Okay.
He lives in New Jersey.
Okay, so whatever place he is.
Yeah, that's up to him.
He comes to you and said, you know, Dad, I'm having a problem.
Okay.
I'm having a problem. And Dad, I want your opinion. I want you to tell me, how would you do if you were on my shoes?
Okay.
I'm having this situation and I really don't know how to deal. Maybe your son the cop would never ask you this. Maybe my son the cop would never ask me this.
But
maybe whatever. But
let's put it as a hypothesis.
Exactly. I stopped this group of kids, young men, on the 20 to 30 in between.
For what?
I stopped them because they're acting suspicious.
No. My son is not going to do it.
Well, I am the one giving you the scenario.
Okay. But you're saying that my son is going to come up with that.
But I'm giving you my scenario.
Okay.
You can give me your scenario whatever way you want to make it.
All right, go ahead. Give me the scenario.
I'm giving your scenario.
Yeah.
And
but that's what I would say to my son.
I didn't finish my thing
I'm
yet.
sorry.
So Dad would say, okay, but why did you stop him? I said, well, I was passing by and I saw something that looks suspicious about what was going on, and I stopped. And I went to one of them and I said, can you show me your identification?
Dirty.
You dirty cop.
Dirty.
You dirty cop.
And ASAP.
And the son says, but really, I didn't ask because I was being dirty. I asked the identification just to make sure that he was not being looked by, make sure there was no search warrant.
That's dirty.
So what would you tell your son?
First, you did wrong. Because you're supposed to protect the identification. You're supposed to make an investigation. And when you have a fact of a crime, then you ask them for the
investigation. Police?
No, you said they're suspicious. Suspicious is not a crime. So you need to investigate more.
No. If there is suspicion,
that's
maybe
not a crime.
Hold on, maybe there was a crime.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe there was a crime.
But until then,
maybe there was a description of a guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, blah 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 blah, wearing a white shirt. And I passed by and I saw a blonde guy with blue eyes wearing a blue shirt.
Then you go and ask him questions.
Then I went and asked questions. And
not for ID.
Well, first thing I need to know who I'm talking to.
Because you can ask him for his name.
No, but you asked me for my name and I said I'm Bill Clinton.
Listen, that's cool.
No, it's not cool.
Until then, that's another charge. Once I take you into custody, I find out that that's not your name. That's another charge.
Well, do you know that when the police is chasing you in a car, before the stop is actually made, they already gave a full description of who they stopping, who they chasing, what car they're driving.
Exactly.
Which license plate.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give them my ID.
Just in case something happened, they are listening.
I know
Just in case something happens, because very often police respond for one reason, but it escalates quickly and it becomes totally different. Okay,
it escalates.
So I go there and I see this guy, and I don't ask him for his name because according to you, that's not legal.
You as an officer, you're supposed to protect my information. Until I break the law, you should be on my side.
I'm not violating by asking.
You want to see where I live at. You want to see what's my name and my last name. That should be blind to you as an officer.
No. Yeah. What about if a visual identification has been made from a store that probably was mugged and they identified that the person who broke the store was Joe Schmo?
If you start bringing up hypotheses, you're never going to end. And that's why we'll have a lot of issues because they think, but what about? So those are the excuses that the police made when they violate your right. Those excuses that you putting right now. But what if you cannot come up to me when you still have but what ifs? You come to me when you have a conclusion on your investigation. It's a fact that he committed a crime, then give me your ID.
But what about if I'm not sure if you committed a crime? But
then
you look like the suspect that we're looking for.
That's not how the law works. Well, if you're not sure, you shouldn't even be talking to me until you are sure.
What is a suspect?
Huh?
What is a suspect?
Anything could be a suspect.
Anything could be a suspect. How do you establish if that suspect is actually the person who committed the crime if you are not able to stop the suspect and ask for identification?
But why the first thing is identification?
To know if he's the suspect. Because if the person who committed the crime was captured on video and I went to video to see the video and I recognize that person and I know that person is Joe Schmo and I ask for the
Just
identification.
like a policeman. Listen.
No, I'm
okay,
giving you both sides.
If that's the fact, I would ID with no problem. If that's the fact, that movie that you just played, if you come to me, there's somebody was killed, he has the same shirt, and he look just like you, and I'll ID.
So I guess you're...
But if that's the fact, that movie that you just put, that script,
so I guess I'm seeing your point. Your point is that is not the reason why you were asked for identification.
Of course.
You were asked for identification, so you were arrested. Is that it?
What do you mean?
You know, like when they ask you for ID, because they know who you are.
Okay, the first thing is, police are supposed to protect your identification. Where you live, your name, and your last name. They have a suit, they have a uniform, they have a badge. But behind that, they are a person like you and like me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there might be a lot of bad things that you do out there in the night. Who knows? You know? It doesn't matter about your uniform. So I treat them as a person because not all of them are professional. So what I do is I try to find out what type of person they are. You know? As soon as they approach me, that's what I'm expecting, to see what kind of person, what kind of officer he is. Now, he comes to me with a left lower hip, and they're not supposed to do that. Then you're going to hear me cursing. You know? If it comes to me as a gentleman, you're going to have a gentleman. You know? If we're going to debate, we debate, and then I might lose control, and I might curse, but that shouldn't take me to jail, man. That shouldn't take me away from my family. Because I'm not committing no crime. And the behavior, I'm doing it when I'm in public. Like, on a free place, like in public or in my home. You know? In which I'm entitled to, I'm allowed to feel free and scream the F as loud as I can. We have people with bullhorns out there. Convert to God. The devil is there. Saying what they feel like extremely loud. With a horn. Why they don't get arrested? They loud. We have the right to do that.
So why do you get arrested?
Because they always want to feel they have more power than you. You know? So when you confront them, they always try to find a way to prove you that they're stronger. You know what I mean? And the way they use to prove me that they're stronger by locking me up, they're not proving me S with that. You know, they show me that they're more weak. You know, because I know what professionalism is. But I curse, and I do this, and I do that. But that's because I can. Now, you might complain, they might complain, but he will go to the same answer. I can. No, but the kids, no, but the education, no, but this, no, but that. Brother, I can. So now, when I'm speaking to officers and I'm cursing and I know that the tone might lose their control. You know, they might just give me a warning if I go low on them. You know, yes sir, no sir. They might not even give me a ticket. Right? But my tone puts them on a defense mode. You know? Well, I don't even let them talk because I'm feeling violated from the get-go, from the beginning. They might not even know what violation they committed. That's how it is. They might not even know that they violated my rights.
I heard you kept asking them, but what did I do?
They might not even know that they violated my rights at the moment. So we have to establish a debate. Now, when Eli is debating, that's how he is. And I explain it to them. Don't feel offended. I might curse. I might mention your mom. I might say, go F yourself. But I'm not well educated. You know, I think those are cool words. They sound funny or makes me look cool or whatever. But I'm not a criminal. I'm not offensive. I'm not aggressive. I broke no law. I killed nobody. I hit nobody. You want to put my handcuffs on me? I would turn around here. But my mouth is going to still run. They locked me up. They put me in the car. My mouth's still running. They took me to the precinct. My mouth's still running. They want to stop my mouth.
Your mouth is unstoppable?
I'm not saying it's unstoppable, but what I can say, I'm going to say. You know?
Financially.
My thoughts.
Financially.
Yeah.
All these impounds and tickets
About $4,000 so far in a month.
in 1 month.
Yeah. Tomorrow I got court. My guys. Tomorrow I have court. They might keep me there. But time flies.
On that note, we conclude this interview. Thank you, Eli.
Wish me luck.
No, I wish you luck. Control your temper. Don't curse at the judge tomorrow.
Ah, you crazy? You see, I know where I'm at. We go to the courthouse. It's a different man. It's a different demeanor. I'm here with you. It's a different demeanor. If I'm at the basketball court, it's different. If I'm at the pool hall, it's different. If we're in the club, we gotta scream to in order to.
So it's not something that is uncontrollable.
It's controllable.
It's controllable, and you know exactly where you can and you should.
But they want me to control it where they want. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the street, I know how I need to behave. But they want me to behave the way they want. And I know that my behavior, the behavior that I chose, is not breaking no law. So you shouldn't mess with me.
Any criminal,
leave me alone.
Any criminal charges pending?
Yeah, all of them.
So then there is violations of the law.
That's not a violation because you're already saying I'm guilty.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying violation. I would never say you're guilty unless you are found guilty.
That's when it's a violation.
Okay.
When I'm found guilty, until then, it's presumptions.
No.
Accusations.
No. If there is criminal thing pending, that means charges have been found.
You want me to tell you the criminal charge, the inspection thing?
That's not criminal.
That's
a traffic violation.
No. It's
possession
of a fraudulent instrument.
Oh yeah, possession of. But
I don't want no vehicle.
But that's an easy defense. So your attorney has
I don't want to go there.
That's
you just said that's an easy. We're gonna see what's gonna happen tomorrow.
If the car is now.
But that's retaliation.
But now, if somebody catches me with a stolen TV and I have
you're coming just like the police. Go ahead.
Dude, but
go ahead. Give me the example.
The thing is, were you in the car when you got caught with the car without with the fraudulent inspection? If you were, then you are the one in possession of the vehicle. Now, if the car was parked, then you were not in possession of the vehicle. You can impound it, and then the owner.
Please, elaborate to me. How can you, as a person, if I lend you my car, how can you find out that the inspection is okay?
Responsible. The driver has the responsibility of checking.
You got the mind of a cop, man.
You think?
How? I just said how.
Because
how are you going to find out? It's my question.
Define possession.
How are you going to find out that the sticker is fraudulent? Is my question, and you're answering with another question.
But the reason, normally, in my logic, if I am a police officer, they have the tool.
No, you as a person. I'm lending you my car. At the inspection
you're talking about me, the driver.
Personal. No, you and me, personal.
You give me your car.
And you. Okay. I'm going to give you my car because you need to do something. How are you going to find out that the inspection sticker, something's wrong with it?
I am going to answer you with another question.
No, that's not
good.
If
I give you my car to drive.
Yeah.
If I give you my car to drive.
That's not an answer.
Hold on. If I give you my car to drive.
You're not going to answer me?
I am. I'm going to answer you with this one. If I give you my car to drive, you go to White Plains, you get involved in an accident, cops come, my door broke, and from that door broke, a kilo of coke falls out of there.
Yeah, but I know
who you think is in possession?
You have a police mindset, man. You have a police. That's drugs. I know it's illegal. I'm asking you because you haven't answered my question. You're going to another question. That's drugs and I know it's illegal. I'm asking you, how do you know the sticker is illegal?
You don't know.
But I know it's drugs.
But you don't know it's drugs because the drugs is inside the door. The drug
maybe you don't see them, right?
Maybe it
but the sticker,
visible.
My question is different because you've seen it. How can you know the sticker is good?
But I'm just giving you the other side. Not everything goes according to how Ely sees it. Things sometimes go well according to
that doesn't mean that you can't just give me an answer. Why can't you just answer me?
Because I don't have an answer. But my logic...
You don't have an answer?
No, I'm not a cop. I'm not an attorney. I don't have an answer.
How would a person know?
A person would not know.
That's the answer.
But I have no idea.
That's the answer.
But that does not mean that I was not in possession. What that means is when I go to court and I proved to the judge, Judge, yes, the sticker might have been fraudulent, but I was just the driver. Somebody lent me the car. I had no way to know that
That's the answer. Now you do have an answer. So you have an answer.
So I had no way
why you didn't
to
answer
know.
me before?
Now the judge, because that is two things. One thing is you prove it in court that you were not involved and you did not know. It's one thing. It's like just because the cop arrests you does not mean you're guilty.
That's
Correct?
what I'm telling you.
And I agree with you. Just because you are arrested or because charges are filed, it does not imply that you are guilty.
I know that.
Because then you have to go to court and prove you're guilty.
It's a process.
Well, actually, the DA has to prove that you are guilty.
Yeah. It's a process,
Right?
yeah.
It's
but
a
then we
process.
have everybody assuming that I'm guilty.
I'm
before
not
the
assuming
process.
anything.
No, I didn't say you.
Yeah.
But you know the answer, which is it's impossible for a person to know. That's the answer. You gave it to me after you gave me 50 questions. After you put an example of drugs, and that's what the police do.
That's
no, but if there was a murder, and then you just start comparing stuff. Let's go to the facts.
Okay.
You know, there's no human being that can know if the sticker is good because only police have those tools.
Those tools to identify.
To identify
You
it.
don't carry those tools. Oh, somebody lend me a car. Let me put the tool in to see.
Nah, the traffic police, police enforcers, they have that tool to find out if the vehicle that you're driving, the inspection is good or not.
You were not aware of that. That's what I'm getting.
It's impossible
Exactly.
for me to be aware.
So guys, this is it now. Thank you, Eli. Maybe we will do another interview after the court appearance. When is it?
It's tomorrow, man. They might.
What time?
They're
What
gonna do
time?
their best. 9:30, I think. They're gonna do their best to lock Eli up. But if they do, like I told you, if they do, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna go through the process because there's no other choice. We have to go through it. But my last statement, Eli's license is suspended, but I can drive. And I've never owned a vehicle in my life. That's all.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you. Stay tuned.